What's going on, guys? Eric Allen, owner of Top Rated MMA. For this show, I got to speak with Travy Gallen, the Undercover Psycho, who's 4-0, and he just won the 135-pound title at War at the Wolf, presented by Lone Wolf Harley-Davidson. This was a great show. Check it out. Thanks for jumping on the show with me, man. I appreciate it.
Nah, thanks for having me, man. It was awesome.
Congratulations on winning the 135-pound title there at War with Wolf. Man, I mean, you took that fight on short notice. How short a notice was that?
So I fought the week before for Cage Combat Championships.
Yeah.
And then I won that fight, and I went to Calgary and Banff through that week. Just touristy stuff, not banned from here. So I went up there to do all that kind of stuff. And I'd been talking to Sam and Zach about doing a fight at War of the Wolf. It was going to be at 145.
Okay.
So I really wasn't watching too much of what I was eating. I was happy just eating all this kind of bad stuff. And then the guy who I was supposed to fight pulled out. So then I didn't have a fight. So then I was like, oh, well, guess I'm not fighting. So I stopped caring even more about what I was eating. And then it was about, I think I got on the Tuesday, it was the Monday or Tuesday of fight week.
Yeah.
And they said, do you want to do the 135-pound title? And I was like, I'm always in even no matter what I eat, I'm a naturally skinned, slim dude.
Okay.
I could eat McDonald's every day and not put on a kilo. So it's not going to.
That's awesome.
Too much, so I had to cut 10 pounds or something. The majority was water weight, and it's not a harsh cut. Everyone thinks that I'm 6'2", that I must kill myself to make that weight, but on my worst day when I'm out of shape, I'm 145, so it's not a huge cut for me at all.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Naturally thin dude, just got that body type where it's not that hard for me. It's harder for me to put on weight than it is for me to drop it. So.
Oh, sure. Okay, nice. Do you have another fight coming up, or when can us fans expect to see you back in the cage?
Got a fight down in California this weekend, so I'm leaving for that tomorrow.
Okay.
That kind of came up out of the blue, but through the connections of War at the Wolf, I still think that was the best show I could have possibly got on, because the opportunities and stuff that's come to me since then have been obviously this, and then Sam put out a thing on Facebook saying, he's looking for 135ers down for a promotion in California, all expenses paid. So I was like, that's too good to pass up. So I jumped on that. So I'm leaving for that tomorrow. It's a pro amateur card too, so it's going to be my first pro amateur card that I'm fighting on. That'd be good if I can put a good show on down there, get my foot in the door down there, perhaps.
Do you have a goal date in mind of when you want to go pro?
So my visa in Canada expires November of 2019.
Okay.
So preferably before that,
sure. But
as soon as possible, man. Like I said, I've got my own place set up, my own gym set up for Jiu Jitsu and grappling across there. We're slowly starting to incorporate a little bit of striking. Everyone that's involved there has mostly got a background in grappling. None of us are really strikers.
Sure.
We're working on that. We're hoping we can kind of get our name out to a point where we can get a legit black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to catch wind of it and maybe come and actually coach it. Because at the moment we've got a couple of guys who are black belts in judo, which is cool, but not exactly ground-based per se. So, and then after that I'm in the main event of the Beatdown.
Oh, nice.
Which, the West Community Center or something down in Spokane. I'm not exactly sure where it is, but it's somewhere around there. It's $10 for general admission. It's real cheap. It's a charity event.
Oh, sweet.
Main eventing against Leo Beltran, who he actually, on my debut back in March, he fought in a kickboxing fight, and it was easily fight of the night. Yeah, the kid's got some balls on him. He's a tough dude. He's aggressive, and I'm super looking forward. It's hard for me not to overlook this fight I got on the weekend, because I only found out about that fight yesterday.
Okay.
And I'm super excited about it, man, because I think he's going to be my toughest test, and it's going to be a real measuring stick of where I am.
What's the promotion called that you're fighting for down in California?
Pure Combat.
Pure Combat, okay. You train across the street in your gym, and do you train at Warrior Camp as well then too?
Yeah, I train at Warrior Camp as often as I can, and as soon as I get a car back, I'm going to be going back down there a lot more often. But I just tried to be a nice guy and ended up with my car in a compound.
Oh, gotta love that.
It is what it is. It's not that bad. So out getting down to Warrior Camp, but I still got all them in my corner. So
nice.
And they still call me through all my fights, and Swain's real clever with the instructions and the game plans he gives me. So, well, you know all those guys at Warrior Camp and how legit they are. So
you totally. And then they just added Ultimate Training Center there with Pablo Alfonso. I mean, that's
I want to get up there and have a train with them as well, because they've got some real good dudes too. So Pablo especially, I haven't met him personally yet, I don't think, but I know of him and what he's accomplished. So that's an awesome get together that we've got going on there.
Yeah. Well, I always love to ask this question. How did you get started in MMA? What made you decide that you wanted to go step in that cage and start taking punches and throwing punches back?
All right. So it started back in Australia when I was 16, 17, just being like a very angry kid, I guess, and just needing something to vent so I didn't end up in more trouble than I did in my childhood, to be honest. And then I kind of done it for a bit and had like a couple of in-house fights, like I guess like glorified sparring days, kind of competitive sparring days rather. Done a couple of Jiu Jitsu comps and placed in a few of them. But back then, man, like being 18, 19, by the time I gave it away, I only done it for like a year or so. I just didn't have the discipline or the maturity for it. Like I just wanted to go out with friends and just eat whatever I wanted and do whatever I wanted. Like just didn't have that discipline. In hindsight, I wish I stuck with it. Yeah, I moved over to North America in November last year, and there's not a whole lot of outdoor sports here that we have in Australia because of the climate. So I was like, I'll get back into. Initially, I was just going to do it to socialise, but then that competitive itch got a hold of me, and now I'm all in.
Come on, man. That's awesome. Well, hey, do you care if we do some rapid fire questions real quick on you?
Go for it.
All right, dude. So what's your favorite band, or do you have a favorite type of music that you listen to?
My favorite band, I'm probably going to cop shit for this, that is it's Coldplay.
Okay.
I've seen them. Nothing like One Direction or anything, but no, definitely Coldplay. I've seen them live twice in Sydney. They were awesome.
If Daniel Cormier and Brock Lesnar fight, who wins that?
I think Lesnar, just based on his size.
Yeah.
I mean, Cormier's. You know what? I thought Stipe was going to win as well. I thought if Cormier won, it was going to be through ground and pound. I didn't see the knockout. So Cormier's all in a puncher's chance. He's a tough dude, but I think Lesnar wins with his size.
Okay. Do you like rugby or MMA better?
Definitely MMA.
Okay.
So definitely MMA. I was actually a soccer player for the most part, then kind of played soccer for about 15, 16 years and then switched to rugby for a couple of years, and then I hurt my shoulder, so I went back to soccer for a year before I moved here.
Last question for you. Do you have Chael Sonnen or Fedor Emelianenko winning in that Grand Prix there?
I think Fedor.
Fedor?
I like Chael Sonnen. I think he's an entertainer, but I think Fedor's a way more well-rounded dude. Sonnen's got some strong wrestling, but we've seen in fights where he can't initiate that he gets done. And
absolutely.
Fedor's well-rounded everywhere, so I think Fedor's going to take that.
Well, he also wanted to give you an opportunity to give a shout-out to coaches, teammates, sponsors, anybody like that, too.
Okay. We don't have any sponsors yet. Hoping to get some, so if anyone's watching this and wants to, hit me up, Travy Gallen on Facebook. Shout out to Daniel Swain, who's been in my corner for every fight and is over in Russia right now preparing for a featherweight fight. Yeah, M1, that's cool. He's kicking ass over there. And my buddy that comes down with me from Canada all the time, Mark, I only met him through the judo club, and after 2 months he was down cornering me for my first fight in Spokane, and he's helped me out outside of fighting as well with just helping me get set up living here and everything, and he's been awesome to me and a big reason why I'm 4-0 and got a couple of jiu-jitsu medals as well.
That's awesome, man. Well, hey, dude, thank you so much for jumping on my show real quick. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me.
Thank you so much for checking out the show today. I really appreciate it. Would love if you would like and share this video. Thank you for all the support that you guys give us. All of the profits made through TopRateMMA.com, we are able to donate 25% of that to Hire Heroes USA, which helps veterans transition into the workplace with free training and job placement, and 5% back to the MMA community via Fightbook MMA's fighter sponsorship program. Thank you again. Have an awesome day.
Walk alone in silence. I absorb the violence. My blood I'm defending. My blood I'm dispensing. I can hear sirens dispatching of a tyrant.